Hi, welcome back to All About the Alternative. I started this up quite fast, I guess.
Awesome!
Well, here we are. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully, you'll be joining me for this live. This is going to be different for me, and try something new because I've got a different screen up there, and so I've got some few different screens to work with and some other things to try out. Started this up quite fast. I wasn't expecting to, but here we are. So, welcome into my channel, though. So this is all about the alternative. One of the things I do with my channel, I have this segment I haven't actually done in some time, is promote your channel. I thought, well, I'll use this one for today, and you can join me here. And I don't know how often I'm going to do this. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it on a regular basis. So if you want to join, hopefully you'll be able to join me here, and get to know me a little bit better, and hopefully you can see what my channel is all about. And then also, if, like I said, it's promote your channel as well. So if you're joining me here and you have your own channel, please join me to tell me all about your channel as well, and you can tell me, all about you and anything about your channel. So I welcome that in doing my channel this way. There we go. I don't know why this wasn't, hopefully this is going to work. So there we go. Anyway, I started this up faster than I had planned, so obviously there you go. So here we go. I've got the channel here. I haven't done a whole lot with it recently, so I'm sure that there's a lot. I'm a little rusty on doing a few things, but I've got a few things I want to say, a few things of commentary that I want to add in as well. But the idea is, of course, the being, showing off your own channel. So if you want to talk about your channel, just let me know if you've put it in the live about your own channel and that, and we can talk about that. And that's why I kind of did the promote your own channel thing as well, so that you can share about it as well. There's some other channels I've seen that do that, they don't like anyone talking about other channels and that, and they talk about being big gurus and that, as far as like how to do your channel and that, but they don't really like you talking to each other, and I find that very offensive, actually. That shouldn't really be the case. But you never know what is going on. So I thought I'd do this as a live for now. Different things I can try to do with it. I have some new part of my software. I can do different things. And so trying that out and seeing how that all works out. So if you're joining me here, say hello. Like I said, this wasn't really scheduled. I didn't really plan to schedule it in the way I planned to do, but I want to do more of these. I want to do more of the live shows and talk about products, talk about things, and I don't really usually actually mention other channels unless they, they're talking to me, basically. So obviously, if you're here and you're want to promote your own channel, you can certainly do so and say what your channel is and what your channel is all about, and we just go from there. I've actually planned to have this a little more planned out today, but this is the way it works sometimes. I'm just playing around with my software and trying to get this all going the way it should be. It didn't really give me an option to choose a time. It just said, to go live, so that's basically what I did. So hopefully, if you're, like I said, if you're joining me, we can just talk and that. My plans for my channel is basically to get to know more more people join my channel, and seeing some of my other videos that I do, and seeing some of the other stuff that I do. I haven't had a whole lot of time. Things have sort of changed for me in the last few months, and so I haven't had a whole lot of time that I would like to have had. But I certainly would like to do more with my channel. So, and I know I can have a few opinions here and there. So just want to make sure my sound is good there. So hopefully you can hear me well. I did have some problems with my microphone at one point before, so hopefully I've now resolved that problem. And hopefully you're joining me. You can learn more about my channel as well. If there's any questions about my channel, I'll certainly answer them as far as how I arrange my channel. I now actually am using the OBS software. So it's a little bit different for me, because before I did usually use an editor for most of my stuff, and now this is a little different. You'll be able to see everything on my that I'm going to be doing. I have some ideas for some, like the picture-in-picture stuff and stuff. It's going to be different for me to go this route. I have a white wall behind me that I haven't decided what to do yet. If you remember my the previous videos I have those flags, and I put up different things for different occasions and stuff. The wall is not exactly the fit to the same way that the other one was, so I'm reworking on that. But of course I do have these backgrounds that are they're really actually kind of neat. So you'll see that. I can show you what my these backgrounds here are actually created by a friend who makes all kinds of these actually. So I have a whole bunch of different ones saved, so they'll be able to I can use those now for my backgrounds. I can also still use the pictures that I have. It's all kind of neat to be able to do all of that. So hopefully over time I'm going to get to used to doing those, and that'll, you know, work out well for my channel. So let's take that off. Okay. Hopefully now you'll see some different things here. I'm trying to work with different things. That was my whole thing today, was to get this whole thing started. Hopefully I can just come on now and just do a live show, and you can join me whenever I can do that. So I also had an email the other day. I know that it was like a phishing type of email. I've done a video on them, but it was kind of funny because they actually had chosen one of my last videos that I had done was the one of my own dog, my own husky, my own Tiffany husky, that I showed on the balcony, and they're claiming that that video is their video. So I don't know what to really. I thought that was because the title that they're showing, that is they're claiming that is their content is in that video. Now if you look at that video, you can see I have my splash screens that I normally have. I have all my, you know, please subscribe and like and subscribe, which I'd love for you guys to do. But you know, it shows the and then it has my video from like 3 minutes of video that I actually you know, my dog decided that it was the most snowiest day out there, but of course she's a husky, so she went out to the balcony and I just recorded her what she was doing, and it was kind of funny because there's a bird flying up and she went to like stand up on the rail, and well, not on the rail but at the rail, as you can see in that video. Excuse me. So someone else is claiming that that is their video. That's not their content. I can show that it was recorded on my phone, on my own camera. So I don't know how they're going to be able to say that that is their video. But that's interesting, isn't it? That someone can do that these days. You know, they can claim that it's their own work when it's somebody else's, and and that, and this email that I got. Now, of course, that's a phishing email. Of course, if I had clicked on the link that they were trying to show me, where they're going to show me where that my content is their content, they're going to show me that. So if I'd clicked on that, of course, I would have what happened to me last June, is my channel would be taken over, and I would lose all of my channel, right? So that would be really, I knew not to do that. Of course I knew not to do that. I looked up all the information that of where this email was coming from, and that I've noticed a lot of those things. Actually, I've seen it where they're actually from the same email address or from the same company email address, whatever the extension for their email address. It all seems to be from the same place. So somebody's really trying hard to take over my channel again, and they're not going to. I have a few things locked in now that I am actually my own home network of my channel, so no one can go in and do that again. I had that happen, and that's how I found out how to actually get them out of my channel, so they weren't trying to broadcast anything, or they weren't getting control of my channel. And that was really important that I got that done. So so I made sure that I was able to do that. And, I've seen some other really interesting things with some other channels recently. With a couple of the gurus, actually, that claim that they were going to actually, cancel their channel, or not maybe they were going to stop making videos. That was it. They were going to stop making videos. Because they've run out of ideas or something. I don't know what it is that they've run out of ideas, but of course that doesn't mean anything. They've got hundreds of videos on their channel, and if they're going to grow on their channel, they're still going to gain subscribers. They're going to have new people that are interested in how to do different things on their channel. So of course you're going to have that. And so, I mean, they're not losing anything, I'm sure. I haven't. There was a claim that one of the gurus made that, of course, that if you stop making videos, this is a great example, because I've had 3 months now where I've done limited amount of work on my channel because I haven't had the time for it. This is not my income. I don't, I am monetized, but it's not my income, and I don't plan for it to be my total income right now, or probably ever, actually, because I don't see that as being realistic for anybody. So in most cases, I'd say, well, if you're going to have, my channel has grown. Even in the time that 3 months has gone by, my channel has grown. I've gained subscribers, and hopefully if you're one of my new subscribers, you're joining my live here and getting to know me a little bit and seeing what I do, and you'll get to know my channel more as time goes on. Of course, if you've seen some of my way old stuff from back almost 20 years ago now, this is in September of this coming up in this September will be 20 years that I've had this channel. Okay, as of 2006, I started this channel, and I put up a lot of fame stuff. And I'm not going to reiterate all that stuff because you can go back to other lives that I've done, and I've talked about how this all took place and why I did it, and I've mentioned it in other videos. But the reality is, I started putting up videos that were what everyone else was doing back then, was putting up stuff about TV shows. They were talking about the bloopers. They were talking about what they've seen last night, or stuff like that. Nobody was doing their own content back then, and so it was just what they did. And I put up all of that stuff because I loved fame. It was just something I loved, something I did, and I got so into it that, of course, I just wanted to put up all the performances, and that's basically what that is. And they're not actually full shows. I do have copies of the full shows if they really wanted to put them all up there, because I've seen people doing that. But this channel already had everything I needed to get started, and I already had my watch hours. I had everything, so I'm not worried about all of that stuff anymore, because I know that I'm going to get it somewhere in all the videos that I've done so far. And there was something said about one of the people creating and gurus and that said that if you leave your channel and don't put anything up on your channel for a month or a couple weeks or something like that, and your viewers will die off, and you won't have much left in your you won't make anything. And I found that wasn't the case. In my case, people were still watching my old videos. People were still watching everything that I've been doing. And new subscribers have just grown. It just grew out of, people who are just watching my videos have seen everything I've been doing. So, and that's really good. And I've had some comments. I've had some things I've responded to. Some of I haven't had a chance to respond to, so I apologize. I will get to them to respond to some comments. But that's exactly what it is. So I'm so used to, it grows and it grows. There was a time when there was a bunch of subscribers that I lost because there was a big purge. I wasn't the only one, so it's not like it was like, oh, hey, everyone's unsubscribing from my channel. That's not what happened. It was a bunch of people that did the exact same thing, and so that's why I lost those subscribers. I've now regained them all back. I now have all of the subscribers, and they're new subscribers, so they're seeing my new content that I'm putting out. Some of them have come onto my channel because they've seen some of the old stuff, and now they're seeing the new stuff. So I'm gaining new subscribers all the time, and I'm grateful for that. And I'd like to do more of these lives to just, talk and that, and show some of the things I've learned, some of the things I've done. I have this behavioral science thing that I do as well, and I want to do a lot more with it. I haven't had the time I've wanted to devote to it, but I will. There's going to be some time I'm going to get into doing more of it now that everything's set up properly. This microphone issue is now resolved, so hopefully, I know it's a little loud probably, so you might have to turn your volume down or adjust your volume to whatever you need, but at least now I have everything connected properly. There's not feedback on. Hopefully there's no feedback. If there is, let me know. If you can't hear me, or you can't see, or you can't hear what I'm saying, or something like that. I do have my soundboard as well, so I can give a cheer or an applause as we go along, and
awesome.
it's different things like that. There's all kinds of stuff actually. Different little sounds for playing a game. Yeah, and that's another thing I do as well on my channel. I have this game that is the it's about 10 things usually. Top 10 things of whatever it is that I come up with, and I usually come up with what's on the card. You'll see those cards, and it so this little card reader that I have, it's a little red card reader. You put the card in. You'll see that when you watch one of those videos, but it gives 10 things that are associated to whatever the title is. And so your goal, and this is just a game, and I'm going to reiterate that part of it, is just a game. It's not a contest. No prizes to be won except bragging rights for your comment section. What did you come up with the 10 that I had on the list? If not, just saying some of these cards are kind of old. So I'm trying to give them an update spin. I'm going with what's on the card first, but then I'm giving them an updated spin as far as, because a lot of them are American based and I'm Canadian, so I do try to give a Canadian spin. I also try to give a Jewish spin because I'm Jewish, so there's some things that I can add in as an alternative that are, other things that are that can be considered. There's one about scientists that were all men on the list. There wasn't one woman on that list. So I took the list and went, okay, well, now I'm going to do women on that list. And of course, I think they were the Jewish comedians. They did that part of the work for me on that one. It was all Jewish comedians, but they were all in the U.S. They were all American based, So I took that and gave it a Canadian spin. So that was the only part I had to do, was give it the Canadian spin. Which as being the Canadian that I am, I'm trying to do a little bit of, hey, here's what the Canadian side looks like. And I've seen some of the other guy. There's another guy on here. It's my policy not to mention other creators, so I won't do that. But I have all the praise in the world for what he does, as far as showing, his interest in the Canadian, in anything Canadian. So. And his videos are all basically about, as an American looking in on Canadian YouTube, different YouTube things, and seeing what we do here in Canada. So I have that one. I really actually like that one. But they're so that's one of the things that I do with my cards, is give it a Canadian Jewish women spin. So, depending on what it is. And I'm trying to give it an updated spin as well. Like I said, there's no prizes to be won. I'm not doing any of that. As a Canadian, I do realize that there is a Canadian policy, in fact, that you can't do a contest. So unless you're with the, you have a license, a lottery license, so you can't really do anything like that. So no raffles, no 50-50s, you can't do things like that in Canada. Especially in Ontario, which I am in Ontario, so you can't really do those things. But in any case, that wasn't really my intention with that game anyway. So all you basically have it's a contest or a game. That's not a contest. That's what I was trying to say. It's not a contest. It's a game, just to be played as a game. So like I said, you take some bragging rights in the comments, and if you've got any other suggestions or any other ideas. Go ahead and add them into the comments. Some of the things that get mentioned there will be used maybe towards other videos later. And I'd like to actually take some of those things on those cards and maybe do a little bit of deep diving into some of the information from those cards. But for right now, I'm going through all the cards. It was not my intention to put off like 4 months worth of not doing anything. It's just the way it happened, and that's just the way it goes. I think the winter kind of got to me this year in ways that I just have not had the, I've just been busy with work and with other things, and it just has not allowed me the time to be doing my YouTube channel, which I would have loved to have been doing. It wasn't on the cards at the time. So that's, I'm going to be doing a lot more of it, hopefully very soon. And that's my plan. So hopefully, let me just check on things a little bit here. I don't know if I can see a chat or not. I'm only seeing part of the chat, I think, but that's okay. So, like I said, if you're joining me here, this is why I have this promote your channel thing. It's not really about, I'm not going to show any channels or anything at the moment. I do have a way to do that now, actually, through the software I'm using. But it's just basically, if you're interested and you're popping in and you know about your channel, that you'd like to talk about it. I'm not critiquing any channels at the moment. I'm not critiquing anything, of course, because I don't really do that. But promote your channel, talk about your channel, and join me here, and we can talk about some of the ideas around how to do a channel. I'm okay with that too, because I've been doing it for a while now as well. I laugh at some of the ones that are, they've only been around for maybe a year or two, and they're trying to give advice on how to do a channel, and then they're charging people to do that. I did a video on that as well, of course. So, those are the gurus that think they're going to charge you $500 to do, hey, how to do YouTube. Well, get a video camera, join YouTube, and sign yourself up, and you can do lives just the way I'm doing them now. That's exactly all you have to do. It takes 24 hours. If you don't have one subscriber on your list, you can do a video. You can do a live show. You just have to wait 24 hours from the moment you sign up your account. Click on it, and it waits exactly 24 hours from the moment you click on it. And the next day, you can be doing live shows for all day long if you want to, because I've seen people do that. They come on for an hour if they want to, or they can come on for 4 hours, 5 hours. I envy those ones that have the stamina to do that. I don't know if I would have the attention to be able to really do that kind of timing. But it's fun to do, I guess. It's interesting to see what happens when you get a lot of viewers and that joining you for the lives and that. It's how your channel grows. Oh, so you got the white screen there. I'm still getting used to where I'm positioning myself on here, so I apologize if you see that white screen. You see that white screen. I mean, that's all how it's made up to be. Like I said, these screens back here, I'm going to be changing them up for different things that I have. I have permission to use these screens. They are from a friend who created them. If she's watching, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and the permission to use them. So I don't know if you're watching or not, but if you are, let me know. Put a comment down below and say, hey, those are your screens. Which, like I said, I've asked for permission to use them, so but I will give a shout out that she has done that. If she'd like me to actually shout out her name to it, I will actually ask her if she wants me to do that, but I didn't actually ask for that, so I figured maybe I better do that. Watching or not, oops. So, so here's the, oh, I don't know if I just did that. So anyway, hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully, this is actually, okay, the speaker is working. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the way this new software, the new to me software, is working. So, yeah, so hopefully, like I said, you can give it a like and a subscribe, and join me here. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome in, and like I said, hope you can give me a like and a subscribe over time. You can watch some of my videos. I do have some shorts as well as some long play videos. Majority of it is long play videos. I sort of went in and started doing some of the shorts and that. I wound up with one of the software ones. I think it was OSForm or something, or Opus, I guess. And I did one of them, and then I realized my own software could do the exact same thing it was doing and wouldn't put a watermark on it. So that's why the first one wound up the way it did. And it got quite a few views, so I left it up. But after that, I started doing them myself on my software, which is Clipchamp. So, and I find that software really good. It's actually seemed to have made some changes to it so that you can actually save things back with the software. So that's actually pretty cool. You couldn't do that originally, actually. You had to just save it on your own system. Now you're actually saving it in the software. So if I go from one platform and I'm using it on my computer, but then I want to go and use it all through the website, I now have access to all of my my screens and everything. So I have my splash screens that I use and everything. They're all stored in there. So now I can actually use them there. And that actually didn't cost me anything. Originally that was supposed to actually cost extra to use that part of the service of the software, but now it's free. So or part of the I do have an account, so of course I have an account, but it's not additional cost, which was originally there was an additional cost for that. I guess that's the alternative. I do look for ways to not have to spend that kind of money on things like that. yeah, I guess as far as the financial side of, like, I'm going to pay somebody else to show me how to do YouTube. That seems like a um, not something I need, and so I don't do that. So uh, there's um, lots of things I've seen that I don't understand a lot of YouTubers doing. Now, one YouTuber actually claims that you can't do auctions on your on a YouTube channel. So I'm going to cover that for a moment here. I've recently done some research on it. Now, I won't be doing any auctions, or I won't be doing any contests or anything like that. But I was looking it up. I was looking up the information on it. And as it turns out, YouTube does not have any restrictions on doing auctions on your channel. You can sell on your channel. You can't sell your YouTube channel on your channel, but you can sell products. You can sell, because obviously everybody does. They sell their products on YouTube. I don't have anything myself as any personal products that I'm selling, and I don't sell any of the products that I show on my channel. I do reviews. But but yeah, if you're showing, let's say you go to a storage unit and you open up a storage unit and you get all these things and you go, hey, I got this stuff. And if you're interested in buying all that stuff, well, you're able to do that. And at some point, one of these YouTubers, and I'm not saying their name because that's obviously something I don't do, but I will mention it here, that if they actually go into their they don't have to have a separate way of selling on their channel. They know that they were able to do that before. It is actually not a changed policy of any kind. YouTube still allows you to do that. You do not have to have an auctioneer's license to do that. If you are actually selling through an auction house, that's the auctioneer. That you're selling through an auction house, that's the auctioneer. So you don't need to have an auctioneer's license to use that. Now, if you're just showing off the items and saying, hey, I've got these and this item that will be available on wherever it is you're selling, that's good too. I've seen that done too. But yeah, you don't need to be an auctioneer to sell on YouTube. But again, I don't believe you can do contests for money. There's another thing I've seen as well, with one of the, I'm going to call him a guru, I guess he's a guru, that, he also does explanations of how to do stuff on YouTube. And one of the things he does is ask for email addresses of the people who are his viewers in order to send them a pamphlet or something. And I really advise against that. That's exactly like I had that phishing email that I got. Had I had my original email address on it, that would have, they would have had access to my actual email address. As it was, what they were sending to is the email address that's associated, that's on my channel information. So if you want to send me an email, you want to send me something saying, hey, I'm interested in what you're showing, or you want to say a comment, that private comment, you can do that by email address too, by sending me an email. But what they're looking for is to start up a sellable list of your email addresses. And so make sure that you have an additional, if you have a YouTube channel, this is my advice, or if you're on YouTube, make sure you have a Gmail account or a Hotmail account, something else, not your regular email address that you use for everything personal. For social media, have a different have a different Gmail or email account that you can, if you're going to give out an email to somebody to contact you on YouTube or any social media platform, that you're not using your actual regular email. In addition to that, don't give out your PayPal information to receive a gift from one of the YouTubers. I've seen that recently with 2 YouTubers that actually have done this, where they ask for your PayPal information so they can send you a gift by watching their channel. So they're watching your channel, and so they say, well, so you won this prize. Somehow it's money, actually. So if you give them your PayPal information, you will get the whatever it is. And don't give out your banking information either, by the way. I was scammed about 2.5 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago now. And I hadn't actually purchased anything 2 years prior to that. This is how I know that was definitely not something that I had authorized. But PayPal decided that they were just going to go in randomly and take money out of my bank account. Since then, went to the bank, they gave me my money back, and I closed the account associated to that PayPal account because they wouldn't let me remove my bank account from the PayPal. And I'm being really, I'm being honest here about all of this to you, because I no longer use PayPal for this reason, because it was associated to my bank account, and they decided to just go in and take the money out, and my bank, of course, refunded me the money that they had done, changed my bank account information so they couldn't touch it again. It was a whole rigmarole. It was a whole thing it was about a month's worth of stress trying to fix that problem because of what they did. And I was going through a lot of other stuff at the time, so it was really not exactly, it wasn't fun. So I basically went through all of that, and in that time frame, getting my money back and that, I had to wait a couple weeks to get that money back. That wasn't money that I could just squander around. That was, I no longer keep money in my bank account, in that account, the way, because I know that could happen again, and I'm very careful of it. So that's why I don't give out PayPal information either, because if you give it to the wrong person, may happen exactly what happened to me, might happen, to you. So I recommend not doing that. Make sure that you do not give out personal information, especially not something like your PayPal, so that people are not going to just take your money out, like they did with me. And actually, PayPal decided that they were owed that money for some reason, and they're still trying to contact me in regards to this money. And when I tried, originally when this whole thing happened, I tried finding out where was this money going to, and where it was supposed to be allocated to, and they had no clue. And and they barely even wanted to talk to me about it at the time. So when my bank refunded me the money, they started calling me. Well, they didn't want to talk to me when I was trying to figure out the problem. Why am I going to let them try to get any more money back from me when they're trying to contact me again? So, but anyway, they can't go back into my bank account whatsoever now at this point, and ever try it again. And I will never use PayPal again. But in saying so, that is the reason why I recommend making sure that you are not, you're not giving out PayPal information. There are certain things you can use PayPal for that are secure. Even then, I don't know how secure that really is. If you're paying through a credit card, you're paying through other sources and stuff like that. Some of that is protected, whereas PayPal is not. And if you're just giving out your PayPal information to get this prize money, which I think is actually illegal as well. In Canada, it would be illegal to do any of that because of that OLG thing. But I don't know, perhaps maybe in the States it's not illegal to do that. In fact, even the person who purchased a ticket, so if you do a 50-50 and it's not, you don't have, this is the way my understanding of it is, in the OLG system, the Ontario Lottery Gaming Corporation system, if you don't have the license and you purchase a ticket, you are just as liable as the person who is is doing the raffle if they don't have a legal license to do so. So I'm just going to come back to that for a moment here and just say, it doesn't cost much to do. If you're raking in $500 to $1,000 per time that you're doing a 50-50, $300 a year is not that much. So it really isn't that bad. You can do that, and there are special circumstances. There is a way to get into it to get the license. I at one point had a responsibility towards something like that, and I was trying to make sure that we were all legal too, and I got to the point where I knew that it wasn't going to go through, and I said, okay, well, we're not going to do it, because I wasn't going to be a part of it if that was the case, so I backed out. But I got in touch with the person who is a part of the OLG, and so if I ever wanted to do it again, all I have to do is basically contact that person and say, hey, walk me through it, and I would be able to get the license to do it. But I don't really have any reason to do so at this point. But so, but yeah, that's definitely something in Canada. I don't know what it is in the States, so I don't know what how doing a contest in the States works that way as well. I don't really have the time to be mailing out things and doing all that stuff, so I know that I'm really not going to be spending time on that. But, I love doing the game idea, though. I've thought about some other ways I could do some other types of games, like the one I've got going. So I might try to do some other types like that. I've got some other games that I can just say, pull trivia out of or something and do that. That'd be cool. So hopefully that would be something that someone could get into as well. So I don't know. I guess there's not too many people joining me today for this live. I'm going to do another one, hopefully soon. And if you're interested and you didn't join me on the live right now, but you're interested in doing some of these lives, like I said, this one's Promote Your Channel. I have another one for behavioral science where we're going to go through the books and talk about it. I don't even have to go through the books. We can just talk, and that's all good as well. I think that might be where I'm just going to start for now and just start the live. Let's have the talk. Come in with your ideas, and we just share ideas, and maybe we'll bring in some of the books as they're needed to talk about something or to make a reference to. We can do it that way too. As you can see, I'm kind of losing my voice here. So I've been doing this for a little while now, but I'm going to come back on and do another one, and we'll see how this goes. Thank you for joining me if you have joined me today, and this has been very awesome. I'm glad to be back on as I had planned to do before, and there's lots more gadgets, there's lots more commentary that I've got planned, and so hopefully you're going to take part in them as I go along. The Promote Your Channel thing I will be trying to do every now and then. I'm not stepping on any toes of anybody who already does the Promote Your Channel thing. My idea is a little different than theirs, because I'm not just, I'm not being over big about the whole idea of let's critique a channel or let's talk about what you do or something like that. I don't want to do that. I just want to use this as a format to show off your channel to somebody else. You got to promote. If you don't promote your channel somewhere, of course, people will look up information about the thing you're putting your videos out. That whole niche thing is another issue too. I don't have a niche. I have an all about the alternative. That's my niche, is everything under the alternative idea construct, as I was going to say. But it's everything. It's a mixture of all kinds of things, and we talk about stuff and do things, and so I want to bring up new ideas, which is what the alternative is. Whoever you are, what you do, and you all get along somewhere, in some capacity, and that's a part of my alternative as well. So hopefully you can give me that like and subscribe if you're still watching at this point, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody, and miracles happen every day.